Brisket or pulled pork?
Pulled pork.
Yeah, that's my man.
Yeah.
Mars bar or Twix?
Twix.
Snickers or Reese's cup?
Reese's cup. The peanut butter.
Salt and vinegar or plain?
What's it on?
Or like a Lay's, like salt and vinegar Lay's.
Plain.
Curry or enchiladas?
If it's not super spicy curry,
Mm.
I'd go with curry, but probably enchilada.
All right, Dan. Trader Joe's or Target?
Trader Joe's.
Oh,
Yeah.
The DJ.
But I will say, if I need to make a restroom break for 15 minutes, Target has pretty soft toilet paper.
Oh,
They used to. I haven't visited it in a while. But it used to kind of be the go-to spot. If you got to go in public,
Yeah.
go to Target.
Oh, love it. Well, welcome. Just Dance. I'm Dan.
I'm Dan.
Now, today we are talking stores, but is it shop or store?
I
Because
think
in Australia, you go to the shops. I'm going to the shops. Hey,
Yeah.
Nat, I'm going to the shops.
I think shop is like coffee shop, flower shop, and then everything else is a store.
What are your thoughts on, like, I've seen in a few places in America where it's shop spelled CHOPPE. Shoppe.
Shoppe.
I'm going to the shoppe.
Yeah, I think they're trying to elevate themselves.
It's
That's
old school. Like, as
That's
in,
not how you spell shop.
no, we're not in the
Yeah.
1800s.
Yeah.
Does it add class?
No. I just, I don't know why they do that. Like when,
Well, you're supposed to know. You're like, I've thought long and hard.
based on the
Mm.
studies that I've done in college, yeah, I mean, in Australia, they don't have PPE. Shop. PPE.
Oh. Personal protection equipment. How do we go back to COVID? No PPE. Just P.
Okay.
Yeah, we're playing P. All right. Fun fact. Here we go. Ready. Weather. Did you know the second coldest inhabited place on Earth is in India? Wait for it. Dras Valley in Ladakh.
Oh, in Ladakh. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I
Have you ever
figured
visited?
I didn't know it was a second. I thought it was like 4 or 5.
You're like, oh, the Dras Valley in, not South America. Oh, India. Got it. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is it high up in the mountains?
How did you know that?
You know.
You know your
It's
Ladakh.
closer to the sun, and so I figured it's going to be a lot colder.
Wouldn't closer to the sun be warmer?
Typically, but not when you're in the mountains.
Okay. What if that's the second place? What is the first place? What's the first?
Well, you
coldest?
said inhabited, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Where people are living.
yeah.
Antarctica, I don't think people really technically live
That's
there.
true.
It's more visiting. We're going to do some science projects. We're going to do whatever.
Like Serbia, or like Siberia?
Oh, yeah.
Not Serbia. Whoops, that's
Well, Serbia
different.
could
Yeah, Serbia's like
be.
cold
It
and
seems cold.
arid.
Iceland.
Well,
With a
ice.
name like that, you would think it'd be...
Not
frigid.
Greenland. That's green.
Yeah, that's rain. Iceland, you're seeing ice. Canada. Way up north in Canada.
Canada.
Yeah. Could be.
How do you pronounce Chipotle?
Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Yeah, if you want to pronounce everything, but usually Chipotle.
Okay.
Chipotle. How do you pronounce it?
Chipotle. But even my
Chipotle.
wife pronounces it like she's attempting to sound like
Spanish?
I don't want to say Spanish. And it sounds like smooth how she says it. Now, I come off rough. Hey kids, want to get some Chipotle?
Yeah. So there's no is there a T in Chipotle?
Yeah.
But you don't really pronounce that.
It's a soft T.
It's more of a Chipotle. Yeah.
So Dan, we've covered shops or store. Okay. So obviously in Australia it's shops. But I have a feeling in America the shopping mall is dead.
Yeah.
And like I have noticed in Australia particularly, shopping malls are alive and well. Here, shopping malls are non-existent.
So
Well, they exist.
No,
Sorry, I lie.
no, I
Is it?
said because in our county, the city right next to us, it might actually be technically the city we live in. I just saw something on the news where the electric company shut off the electricity to the entire mall because they weren't paying their bills, and they kept giving them, extended period of time to pay it, and they had not been paying it, and so all these employees show up at the mall.
Wow.
There's no electricity. So you are correct on that. They're dying.
So you heard it here first.
Yeah,
Dan's are ahead of the curve.
we know.
We know trends. We know shopping trends.
But when you say like they're, I don't think you said popping in Australia, but I'm gonna use the word popping in Australia. Is it like a place to go? They're popping. Like we're gonna go hang out at the mall. Like
I've never popped at the hey popping. Hey Nat, it's popping at this mall.
I tried sounding so cool there. Do you go hang out at the mall with your friends? Like if you're middle school, high school, it's like, hey, we're gonna go hang out at the mall and just kind of walk the shops.
For sure. Like the amount of teenagers where I'm from, TDP.
So like
Tea Tree Plaza.
When I was a teenager, that was kind of popular.
Totally.
Thing. But
yep.
I just feel like kids don't really do that anymore.
So here, which will be quite interesting for those listening in Australia, our local mall has a curfew. So if you are above the age, I think it's 13. If you're above 13 years of age, after 3 p.m, you get a bracelet. And you have to, I think, be accompanied by an adult.
Yeah. 21. I don't think it's 18. I think it's a 21.
Wow.
I think, yeah.
Where in Australia, that's like unheard of.
And yeah. Like, I mean, I get it, though, just kind of the behaviors that you've been seeing at the malls here in the United States of America.
For sure.
There's a lot of stuff happening. And so I understand why, but it's just bizarre that there's a curfew
totally.
For the mall.
Totally. Now, if there were more Dans, I don't think that would be the case.
No, I don't. To be honest, I don't know of a Dan that has been in trouble at a mall before.
No, I've never heard of a Dan. Exactly.
Yeah. And that being said, I think actually a few of them might be mall cops. That they're the ones that are keeping everybody safe. They're the ones that are making sure people are getting in and out. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I have a feeling.
It's a good feeling. Lean into the feeling. I think if you're a child and you're a Dan, that is the aspiration. I think that's definitely
take pride in your work at the mall
for sure.
Being a cop.
Now, okay, so but speaking of mall, there is a store at the mall here, quite a few malls, Bass Pro, and like I think we're dads, we're Dans, we love we appreciate the outdoors. I wouldn't say
big hunters we are.
Oh, big game.
Caught a big walleye last week on the lake. I haven't been fishing for 20 years.
A big what?
Walleye. It's a type of fish.
It convinced me. Yeah. Like, okay. So Bass Pro in Australia, though, the equivalent is Anaconda.
That is such a better name.
I feel like that's a tough name. Like, bass is just fish and a pretty ugly fish.
Yeah.
And it's like bass compared to anaconda.
Anaconda. So they're selling fishing equipment, hunting equipment.
Like your kayaks, your gear, your rainproof, your jackets, your travel packs, like all that kind of gear. Not as big. Nothing in Australia probably equals or rivals the same here.
Yeah, but the name, they got it.
For sure.
By far.
The Publix equivalent is Woolworths, though.
Okay.
And Woolworths is the fresh food people. Is
so
their slogan.
Everybody's go-to
it's green. It's a little more expensive. So compared to Kroger, you've got Kroger, you've got Walmart, Kroger, Publix.
Yeah.
Would you say that's kind of the ranking?
Yeah.
Where in North Carolina, it would be Harris Teeter instead of Kroger. I think Walmart, still Harris Teeter is there. Publix is still there. I don't know where. There's that other one who we've never gone in there. Not Aldi, or you would say Aldi.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ingles?
Never been to
I've never been in either. I thought it was Ingles, actually.
Ingles, yeah.
Yeah, we drove by and I'm like, Ingles. And I thought it had Latin food. And we found out it was Ingles.
Oh.
But I think it's a grocery store.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't.
But I didn't know what Publix was until we moved to Georgia.
Huh?
Yeah. I mean, I knew what it was from
California?
being to Georgia. I don't think so.
What's in California? Where do you get groceries?
Trader Joe's.
TJ's.
Yeah, Whole Foods.
Okay.
I mean, healthy.
Dan's are the epitome of health.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm not
Yeah,
worthy.
we
But
clean.
Whole Foods? Is there a Whole Foods in California?
Yeah, that's Whole Foods and Trader Joe's was like the go-to spot to where
Right.
we go.
Sorry, you make it sound like I should know that. Yeah.
Think healthy, California.
Now, I've got some issues though, Dan, and here's my issue. When Nat goes to Trader Joe's, I don't track spending, but the alert comes when she goes to Trader Joe's, and it never matches like when she gets in the car to go to Trader Joe's, and then you get the ping, and you're like, whoa. You
for
went
6 weeks.
You went for 3 things. How did you spend $100? Like, it never adds up, and I never call her in the moment. When she comes home, I judge going,
Do you need help with all the
yeah,
bags?
exactly. Kids, go to the car. Mum needs some help.
Yeah.
She was going to get bread, and look what she came back with, a bakery. It's like, I don't understand.
And
Why are we having wontons when you went to go buy bread?
But you have to try this.
No, okay, so, all right, Dan, so here's my thing. It is the way in which I'm made to feel, though, they needed to buy it. Like, as in, you have to try it.
Yeah.
So there was recently, our wives,
Yep.
went to Trader Joe's, and they got, I wouldn't say lured in, I would say that little person stands, they're not little, I mean,
The person that stands
I
at that,
mean-
no, the person that stands at that little cart.
the cart was little, not the person. I couldn't see over the counter.
All you see is a hand simpleness.
And that took out of sympathy. And that's like, and that patted him on the head.
Thanks, buddy. You're
But-
welcome.
Thank you. And then Lily's like, they're not dead. And so I think she got lured by the little cart. And no
Little
joke. Here's how it would have, in my mind, this is how it would have happened. They would have been in their own world, their own bubble, Trader Joe's bubble, shopping happily. I think, like, I'm picturing a bouquet and they're just, like, throwing, like, just flowers. Like, they're frolicking as they're, like, frolicking through
Skipping.
Trader Joe's. And as they're going through Trader Joe's, then boom, there's that person, the little person. And the little person's like, want a cracker? And they're English. And then all of a sudden, Matt takes the bite and is like, oh, Lily, we need crackers.
Have you ever had a taste of heaven?
We need cheese. We need 3 boxes, not 1. All of a sudden, now we're buying extra fruit to accompany that.
Yeah.
And we come home with a charcuterie board. And I'm going, how does it go from like, hey, we're just going to go get some snacks. Now here we are.
Trader Joe's will get you. I don't think Dan's. I think we're on a mission. We know where we're going, what
Yeah.
we need to get done. I don't
Totally.
have a list, but as I'm there, boom, 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 boom,
Mm.
let's go. But if I'm with the wife or our wives, I know it's going to turn into an adventure.
Okay, pause. I think, I'm going to read Daniel's mind because Dan's, we know each other, okay? That sparked a thought, okay? I think the same happens with Target. It starts out innocent. Hey, I'm just going to go get some batteries. We've run out of batteries, And then the adventure begins when they get their cart. They walk in, boom, the $5 section.
Yeah. Oh.
How? How you went to go buy batteries and now all of a sudden you came home with
Look how cute it is.
an electronic speaker, a dog pan, but we don't have a dog. And now 4 new mugs, but we've got 20 already. But they're seasonal. Okay.
But look how cute it is.
But we don't have a dog.
It was only $5.
Like it's this web which they get caught in the
And it's
web
right away.
and the cart just like, "Ugh, I can't get out. We need it.
Yeah.
You know, it happens every time. It's an adventure. Then the cart is too full. Oh, we'll come back another day to get what we were going to get. I don't
But the
understand.
batteries, we can just go grab them. Yeah, we'll just...
I have walked away sometimes and just miffed, confused, concerned.
It is, I think it's a, concern would be the one word. But then now it's come to the point to where it's like, it's expected.
Yeah.
Like, I know when we go to Target, it's just not for that one thing. Because then if it has a Starbucks, it's like, hey, should we just get some drinks? And then it's like, the kids want some drink. Right there, it's $40. Before we even got the $10 batteries, we spent $40 on drinks.
Wow.
And then we need some more sparkling water. Because now they have the grocery section as well.
Of course.
So it's like, oh, we're here. We might as well just pick up some of the groceries. Oh, well, we need this as well. So going in, $30-$40 is probably what we're going to spend. Coming out, it's $273.64. But we also have a Target card. Let me scan my app and we'll get the 10% off.
And because we got the
maybe
10%,
5%, yeah.
Because we got the 5% off, they then think they've made money.
It was worth it. We got points.
And I don't understand. They walk away thinking they've made $10 profit. But you've just spent $200. But we saved $10.
Yeah. It bought our coffee. The one.
I sometimes am rendered speechless.
Yeah, it's one of those things you just walk out in the parking lot and know it happened again.
But I do want to say though, this is what I'm a sucker for this. When you're in Target, you've passed the $5 section, you hit the candle section, and I cannot wait to go there with you, Dan. It's a journey. And our family love it. You crack open a candle. And you half an hour goes by, you got a headache, like anything, and you're like, they all smell of vanilla, and I think it's a trap. I think all candles are equal, and I think that label makes you feel like, oh, cardamom. Of course, I want to smell cardamom, and cumin, and it's a curry candle, and. Look
at the shape of it. The shape's different too.
It's exactly what we need at home.
Yeah.
I need a curry candle. It's like we lost, and then all of a sudden you're like, "What? New Delhi?" Like, okay, it's an experience.
You don't even need to travel to India to experience India. You go to Target, find their candle, take a whiff. You're home.
Can I say though, have you ever tried cardamom ice cream?
No.
It is delicious.
Isn't delicious or is?
No, it is.
Oh, it is delicious.
I in a rare moment of like, why not? Because we're adventurous. Dan's are adventurous.
For sure.
We don't just stick with the same old.
I'm not going to have a vanilla ice cream cone.
And I went cardamom. I was pleasantly surprised.
Is it a top 5 for you?
No.
Okay, so you were expecting bad. It was better than what you thought, and so it was like, not bad. Okay,
it's
that's all we need to know.
It's probably below 10, but pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, surprised.
Absolutely. Yeah. Dan. Okay, Walmart. It's a thing, isn't it? Walmart. Yeah. Help me understand this American Walmart thing of. Even before even landing in America, Walmart. You've got to go to Walmart. The Walmart people.
Mm.
Where did that come about? Because I've done a good Google search. Like I've done a deep dive in like Google images of Walmart people. It's a thing.
Yeah, it is a great experience. If you've never been to Walmart and you're from a different country, it is one of those things that you do want to go experience. I think the thing with Walmart is like, hey, we ran out of milk. You can go get milk. Hey, I need to change my tires. You can change your tires.
Mm.
I want to buy a bike helmet. You can buy a bike helmet. Hey, let's go look at guns. You can buy a gun.
Wow.
Well, up until a few years ago, I think. Maybe some still doing. Well, you can buy a
air rifle.
Yeah. So it's like you have a variety. We need a new dresser. Let's go to Walmart. So I think that mindset of like, we can get anything and everything
Mm.
there and have a good experience of people watching.
I think they should dedicate a seat to like it's a fish tank seat. So you get to sit in, it's one-way glass, so they can't see you, but you see out. And you just get to observe the people.
Yeah.
Or like elevate it so you get to see like
From above.
half a
Aerial
store.
perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, why haven't Walmart made that, you know?
That would be, because yeah, I don't want to go down that path, but just watching someone walk down an aisle by themselves,
Mm,
that will show you right there, Walmart people.
interesting. Can I say,
Example, pull my finger.
oh,
Like, there's just,
I've never see we have pretty high like good moral compasses, you and
yeah.
I, and obviously we're Dan's, and so I've never sat on what do you call the electronic little carts things?
Yeah, little scooter things.
Have you ever? Have you ever?
No, but I will say I'm pretty good at a wheelchair. So,
Right.
kind of the same thing, but no,
They go so slow though.
yeah, I just feel like I've always wanted to do it, but if I take it, what if someone actually really needs it? And so it's like, now the cart's gone and it's me just messing around on this cart. I could walk with a limp, pretend that I needed it.
Nah.
I just don't feel good about that.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that about you, obviously. The thing that I do get frustrated at though, they drive the cart to their car, and like randomly in the car park, you've just got all these electronic scooters. I'm like, what? There are a lot of scooters sometimes.
Yeah. I actually, now that you say that out loud, it's not the cart person that's going to get them. Like,
Yeah, true.
who's going to get them?
Like the shop attendant.
Because it's not like they're going to drive to their car, drop off their groceries, drive back in, and then walk back out
No,
to the car.
that would defeat the purpose, really.
Yeah. I mean, even though they walked into Walmart without it.
Wow, I've never thought that before.
So my thing is, I understand why you want to. I'm a cart guy. You do not leave a cart just in the middle of a parking lot. You take it back every single time.
Okay, I feel like there comes a time when you need confessional,
Okay.
and now's the time. You can never really pick it, and it chooses you. You don't choose it.
Let's hear it.
And so I actually, on the weekend, I confessed this to a pastor. That's probably one of my dirty sins.
You're with a cart guy.
I'm that guy, and I push my cart, shopping trolley in Australia, to the car. I unload it. I look around, and I give myself one bay. So if I'm not like within a bay of like a retrieval, put it back. I'm getting in the car.
I had a coach in college, my freshman year in college, and he had this.
I feel judgment from you. That's
spiel
okay.
that-
That's fine. That's fine.
a little
That's
bit,
fine.
but I think
Hold
here's
it.
the thing: Dan's can take things, hear them, learn from their mistakes, and they can move onward. They can get better. And I think as someone that you're a very responsible person, you're Dan.
I am.
In my freshman year, our coach gave some spiel. I don't even remember 95% of what he said, but there was one thing he talked about of don't be the guy that leaves a cart, because if you're lazy in that, you're going to be lazy in everything else in life. That's not you. That's not you at all. I've seen you vacuum. I've seen you clean. I've seen you run. I've seen you
I'm not
wrestle a lion. I've seen you do a lot of things.
Dan.
So
I'm not worthy to
lazy.
sit next to you. Like,
So I just feel, again, my chair's getting a little higher. I just feel this is a learning experience, and I think this is something that we can move forward with. And here's my challenge.
that's a
Next time you're in a parking lot, take that cart back. Don't even take your cart back. I mean, do that.
ooh.
If you see any other carts, hey, let me be a good citizen and pick this one up for you too, you lazy one.
All right, Dan. I want to feel better about myself. Let's just switch it up. Dan, that is strong advice. I challenge.
Yeah, it's
if I'm going to do it, I challenge everyone to do
Yeah.
it. Put your cart back.
Just put it back.
Just put it.
You might as
put
well.
it back. Put it back. Go the extra mile. Dan, here's the thing. Generosity, though. So, yes, there's shops and stores and there's Walmart and all the rest of it. Consumeristic society, all the rest. What I love and appreciate and have experienced is generosity. I think in an environment and a society, and even of late with Hurricane Helene hit, that I was blown away by just the generosity of people in even our neighborhood, that we like instantly week of the hurricane. What do you need? Who's driving
Yeah.
there? Boom, you go to the store. The store's empty of just stuff because people have bought up, chucked it in a truck, driven there. So same thing with the wildfires in California. Like stores were empty because people out of generosity. So there's this, I need a seasonal mug or I need a curry candle, you know. But then on the other end of that, it's like, no, when there's a genuine need, people dig deep
Yeah.
and do that. Have you ever picked up the bill for someone, or has someone ever picked up the bill for you?
Yeah.
So have you ever gotten to the Starbucks window and the car in front has already paid for your coffee?
Yep. Yeah, it's happened, and I remember when they told me that, the first thing that went into my mind was like, what if the person behind me, like I want to do this, but what if the person behind me is picking up coffee for their entire office?
Mm.
And I'm thinking I'm going to spend $6 and it's going to be $93. I took the chance and it was just one coffee. And I don't know if, they continued it on or
But you
whatever,
wanted to
but
extend it
felt,
further,
it
so you're
felt
like,
good. Yeah.
here's 100 and just pay the next 10 cards.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah, it felt good, even though it was just a coffee.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, that person they don't know who I am.
yeah,
I could have been in a bad mood. I could have been in a good mood. It doesn't matter. They just decided to go out of their way and
Yeah.
give their $6, $7.
I would love to ask, because it's predominantly like Starbucks or Macca's or something where this happens, the chain reaction of generosity.
Yeah.
And I feel like, it's one of those things where if you experience, you can't help but pass it on
Yeah.
with that generosity. And so I know for me, very similar situation. Car in front paid for my coffee. So of course you're then like, all right, well, I'll pick up the next car.
Yeah.
I wonder then who stops it. And if I'm that attendant,
Exactly.
oh,
You would have been the 15th person, but unfortunately.
And so I would love just to have that response, hey, by the way, the car in front of you's, paid for your coffee. How good is that? Oh, you're not paying for the car behind. Oh, you're not being Oh,
hey guys, this is where it stopped.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Hey, Thomas, this one's tight.
Yeah.
Thomas, stingy. Oh, sorry. Oh, no, wait, next window, thanks. Next window, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Would you like to donate an extra $1 today or no?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're not tipping. They're not even tipping. He would like, Thomas, get the manager. And then like the manager comes over. Oh, can I? This happened once. I was getting my hair cut. I am fresh off the boat here in the USA. And I arrive
Did you
week
take the Mayflower?
Nah, we flew. It's an expression. That would take a long time.
It was a long trip.
Dad, are we ever getting there? I don't know. and so we fresh off the plane. Well, not fresh either.
Soon.
Why do they say that? Because you come off a plane or a boat after 2 weeks of traveling, not fresh.
No. The flight from Australia to the United States is so long.
I look
Not
like
that I know.
sack of potatoes, and
like,
I'm just done. I'm done. Anyway, so not fresh.
Fresh off the plane.
Stale off the plane. We get to the hairdresser, and I didn't know the tipping custom here. Obviously, we're Dans and we're generous. I get that, but there's a custom, and there's this thing where in Australia you don't tip your hairdresser.
I feel like most countries you don't.
Your hairdresser just gets paid for their job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so get the haircut, and I've used a coupon because Dan's a discount guys, obviously.
We save $1.
And so I've chucked down my coupon. It's only a $12 haircut. And then they spin the little thing around and you got to punch, are you tipping 10%, whatever. And I...
Zero?
Custom. $1. And like, $1. And I'm doing some of these. Yeah, Danisode. And this is the response though from Yvonne or whatever her name was. Like honestly, the reaction. Tanya, like waves over the other hairdresser. Tanya, he's only tipping $1.
She called you out in front of
Like, there are other people getting their hair cut. I'm there. I think I've got like a couple of the children with me. My heart starts to racing. I'm just like, oh,
I would have flipped it.
and I think in that moment, like I'm not too quick in moments like that, and I just like make sound but not words. And in that moment, this is my reaction. Just anyway,
Have a good night.
and I just made sound.
I would have called her out and been like, "Oh, I put 2 zeros after that." But actually, no, that was very disrespectful by you trying to call me out. I'm gonna keep the $1 on.
Well, I felt like I should have just been like, oh, sorry, spin it round, $5. Like, oh, 0.5. And then, oh, Tanya, oh. And but that like reaction was everything. And I then felt so bad. But I've since learned you tip your hairdresser, you tip them well.
Did you ever go
generosity.
back to that?
Never went back. I never, Yvonne or whatever her name was, never ever saw her again.
Yeah.
Out of shame, definitely. But I think generosity is a beautiful thing. Dan, I've got to say, there are some things that we love about being a dad. And one of those dad things you shared with me years ago, okay? And I've held on to this since probably 4 years ago you shared this. There is something we get to do as a dad, and that is when we take out the trash.
Oh, yeah, it's the best.
There's a moment.
Oh, my
that
gosh, yeah.
And I'm going to liken it to something in a moment. It's a connection you have with dads globally. When you take out the trash, and I've done it before, because you said, enjoy that moment.
Yeah.
You wheel your bin to the curb, and when you're on the street, you get to have this moment of like, and I have on occasion walked slowly from the curb back to the house. Just, I've done a job. I'm killing it. I'm a good dad,
Yeah.
I think the same thing Nat has shared with me when she breastfed. She was explaining there was this moment in the middle of the night when you're breastfeeding, that there are like a few hundred other thousand mums in this exact moment breastfeeding. I think that's the same. Guys and dads taking out the trash, women get to breastfeed.
They get to help our children live by feeding them, and we get to take a break.
Totally.
Just to take a breath to then help our family continuously live.
For sure.
Yeah, same thing.
So I hope you enjoy. If you're a Dan, if you're a dad, enjoy your bin moment.
Take the garbage out. Take those, it should be 30 seconds. Take those 3 minutes, walk out, take deep breaths. It's a prideful moment. What you're doing, you're taking dirty, smelly things out to the street. You drop it off. On your way back in, if you have a basketball hoop, maybe throw up a shot, state championship game, boom.
It misses, you feel like...
Yeah, you got fouled, so you have to go do it again. And then...
Honey, why are you 3 hours? What's going on? Yeah. I will make this shot. I will.
It's a great 5 minutes.
And on occasion, I look up and I'm just like, I just have 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just, even if it's freezing cold. So take the trash out and enjoy the trash.
Yeah, it's a great moment if you haven't done it. Even if you don't have trash bins, volunteer to do it for a neighbor. We were talking about generosity.
Oh, yeah.
Volunteer. Say, hey, once a week.
Or mime it. Yeah. Give it a go.
Yeah, your neighbors won't think anything of it.
What are you doing?
Just taking the trash out.
Okay. Well, this is Just Dance for another episode. We thank you so much for listening. It is just some good conversation, some interesting conversation.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. From Target through to Curry. all the rest of it. But ultimately, we're Dans, we're dads. We love what we do. We love our kids and family. And we would just love for you to like and subscribe and share as much as you want. That would mean the world to us.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Dan.
I'm Dan.
Cheers.
I would love a curry candle. Like, the idea of that now has really rocked me. Can you picture that?
The little person. That was.
Like, he still crack his
Pats her on the head.
How patronising.
I didn't know I was running some shop. C-H-O. He went C-H-O. And I was like, shopping.
S.
It's
And you-
C-H-O.
And you didn't correct me.
No.
See, Dan's back each other.
Yeah, I just let it flow me like he said S. It was the accent.